Hola guys, happy Thursday. I'm exhausted mentally, physically, but it was a good day. I started off getting up, trying to get cute for this job fair. You guys, I had intended to do a get ready with me, but I ended up so freaking flustered and nervous. I couldn't figure out what to wear. I've never been to a job fair. I've been to plenty of health fairs. I've never been to a friggin' job fair before, but I kind of got the gist of what it was. But I was nervous, worried about what to wear. Am I going to walk in there looking old? What type of people are going to be there? I knew that it was for the medical field. There were going to be hospitals, home health agencies, and who else was there? The Texas Department of Health and Human Services was there. So it was all people encompassing health and well-being for folks. So I felt comfortable going in regards to the knowledge and experience I had till I got there. So I get there and I'm already flustered. I didn't feel comfortable in my clothes. I didn't feel comfortable with how I looked. It had been so long since I'd done anything with the hair, and my hair is so friggin' trained to be in this dang headband that I ended up headbanding it, and I didn't want to. I had some curl in it. I had curled it, and I was gonna like toss it over and kind of do like the Texas fluff, which I've been able to do before, but it's just been so long, you know, your hair will train. So I ended up having the fluff, but it wasn't a headband, and I'm like, oh, I really wanted to like look different. I overdid my makeup once. I ended up scrubbing my friggin' face and starting over, and I just kept it very basic. And it was at that point that I'm like, because I wanted to do like a get ready with me, and I was just so friggin' flustered and frustrated. I'm like, So I get there, never been to one. It's friggin' crowded. It's loud. Just like a health fair, there's little tables with the companies at each little table being represented. I went in prepped with my resumes. I was under the impression that you could get like on-site interviews. So I had the spiel in my head, trying not to be too rehearsed, like just really feeling nervous. I walked in. I didn't know that people line up at the tables. I don't know what I expected, honestly. Maybe I should have researched. I've since researched, so I'll be ready for the one on Tuesday. But each table had a line, okay? A line of people talking to the recruiters. So I was like, I don't know what I expected. I thought I was just going to go, hi, like be the first one there, and here's my resume, and this, and that. Really long, a lot of waiting, but a lot of the tables for the hospitals and clinics, they were looking for degreed people. They're looking for LVNs. They're looking for nurses. They're looking for medical assistants. They're looking for that type of thing. That type of person. And I'm standing in these lines and kind of dipping and kind of listening. And I'm like, I think I'm in the wrong friggin' line because I don't have a degree. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm none of these things. I'm just some chick who did medical records and helped little old people get home health. You know, I'm in the wrong friggin' line. But I didn't know that some of the tables had the positions open, like on a little bulletin board. So I was able to kind of like scan as I'm dipping, as I'm listening to conversations, getting totally discouraged, like, fool, you're in the wrong friggin' line. You ain't got no business to be in this friggin' line. Get up out this line. You're going to get up there and you have no reason to be in this line. But, you know, I'm kind of scoping out, and they have a little bulletin board thingy. And there was some clerical, there was some office, but not enough. I felt not like I was wasting their time, but not enough clerical office positions to waste their time. Am I making sense? So I'm not going to lie. I did move out of a couple lines because just the conversations, I knew these people are hiring for professionals. Okay. I did leave my resume with some home health agencies, with one hospital for medical records, for, oh my gosh, intake, for registration, that kind of stuff. So I kind of got the gist of it. Like, now I know what to expect. Do some research, stupid. I could have been way better prepared, is what I'm saying. I could have been way better prepared. I had no idea what to expect. I walked in there thinking it was going to be a simple, hi, how are you? Here's my resume. I need a job. But no, it ain't like that at all. It's crazy crowded. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people looking for jobs. Professionals, degreed folks, and then us little folks. I consider me a little folk. So it was a bit overwhelming. And eventually I didn't feel like an outcast. I felt very much so when I first got there. But I think I'm just going to have to get a few more under my belt. And now I know, because there's one on Tuesday. Now I know that those companies that are going to be there, I'm going to do a little research. I'm going to see what positions are open. I'm going to go directly to their website, see what positions are open. I didn't see or notice if anybody was doing interviews. I did notice some recruiters were talking longer with people than others. Some people were just kind of going up there. I don't know what they were saying. And then you'd see them hand over a resume. I think the people that I spoke to, I came off not like an idiot. I think I came off professional and friendly and personable. Had plenty of people smile. I did the whole handshake thing, introduced myself. Speaking to people was not the issue. It was feeling initially when I first got there, like the first 20-30 minutes, I was like, I think I'm out of my league here. I think I'm at the wrong job fair. I think this is only for medical professionals. It took me a while to get a feel of the place. But as far as how I come off, as far as how I speak to people and stuff like that, that was okay. That was normal. I didn't get any awkward, weird vibes off of anybody. Conversation was smooth. There was a good flow. It was just really chaotic. There's a lot going on at these places. I didn't know they were going to be like that. I don't know why I thought it was going to be calmer, I guess. More controlled. I mean, it wasn't people swinging off the rafters or nothing. It was just really, really busy and a lot going on. But like I said, I have one on Tuesday and then one in April. And I'll be better prepared. As far as how I felt myself, like I said, I was not comfortable in my clothes. I was not happy with how I appeared. I just wasn't. I felt, I just wasn't. So hopefully by the one on Tuesday, I feel a little more confident. I'll definitely do, I have to go back online for that one on Tuesday and see who's going to be there. Now that one is going to be, that one's the county. That one is Texas Workforce. It's going to be Texas Workforce Commission is hiring. The people, that funky little office that I go to that I tell you people were in there in pajamas and stuff. Texas Workforce Commission is going to be there. That one is more, police, police stations, city, like county and stuff like that. This one was medical, hospitals and all that. This is going to be more your city departments, your state departments, police departments, that kind of thing. So we'll see. I think I'll be better prepared between now and then. It is what it is. My resume's out there. But I'm glad I'm home. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad I'm home. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of work out there. You just gotta look for it differently now, I guess. I don't, finding work this go round is crazier than ever. I've never, like I said, I've never been to a job fair. I always applied online. Well, the last job I got, Presbyterian, I applied online. And Methodist, I applied online. But prior to those two jobs, everything was through the newspaper, or it was old school. It was more old school. You'd call or something like that. It wasn't like that. It was it was different. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking around. I'm looking around like, is there anybody else that looks over 30 here? And there were people that looked older than me that were there. So that kind of, I ended up not stressing out about that because I was worried about that too. I felt like I was too old to be there, but there was people older than me there. But like I said, as far as how I came off, as far as how I feel I came off to people, I think their smiles and all of that, their conversation with me was genuine. I didn't feel any awkwardness. So at least I got that going for me. I'm personable. I got some skills that I touted. So we'll see. We'll see what Tuesday brings. I'll prep more and we'll just see. But that was this morning. It was just stressful and chaotic. And then I get there and I wanted to run, but I did it and I left and I came home and it was cloudy and weird. We were supposed to get rain later on in the day. Oh, I'm sorry, I wiggled you guys. And I get home and my back was hurting because those lines were long, guys. The clinics and hospitals that I was standing at, those lines were long. And sometimes people would go up there really, really quick, blah, 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 resume, and then they move on. But other times the person took longer with the recruiter. So yeah, my back started to hurt. And I left there. And I was going to get something to eat, but I felt like I just wanted to be home. I felt, I don't know, I don't want to say unsafe. I just felt off. Something was off. So I'm like, let me just get home. I was in unfamiliar territory. It's cloudy. It's rank. It's weird. I just want to get home. So I get home and I get this burst of energy. And I'm like, it's too friggin' early. It was only like 11:30. It's too friggin' early to not have something to do. So I ended up puttering around in the yard. Okay. Pop me some ibuprofens. I went outside and put into play the little plans I had for my front patch. Well, one plan that I had for my front patch, I started on, and then I had another hair in my butt to do something else. So I did that. In the front patch, and then I didn't have all the supplies I needed to complete those two little projects, so I moved on to something else, to my DIY that I told you guys I was gonna do. But it started sprinkling and getting rainy, so that ended up kind of having to be put on hold for a while until the sun comes out. But at least I got it started. I've wanted to get it started forever. I got that started. And it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be my life if stupid crap didn't happen. Now, one of my projects requires staining a coffee stain. Okay. I hadn't done a coffee stain in forever. I used to do tea staining and coffee staining on crap, wood and stuff like that, because it's cheaper and it smells not as bad as like stain. So I decided I was going to do a coffee stain on one of my little DIYs. And as I'm getting the hot water out of the water dispenser, I don't know what happened, but the container I was putting the hot water in slipped, falls on the floor, hot water all over the carpet and down my leg. Well, from my knee down. And when I tell you this water is hot, this water is hot. You can drop a tea bag in how hot this water is out of this dispenser and you have your little seeped tea like that. We make noodles with it. It's that hot. So I got kind of a little red patch above my knee. It's kind of tender and sore. And right there is a little water burn. Ooh, look at those varicose veins. Look at that. Look at that saggy, baggy. But anywho. But I went on to do my project, and then it really started to rain, and I had just spray painted some stuff. Y'all will see all that. Well, I'll mishmash it in here. I had just spray painted part of my project, and it started to friggin' rain. So I tried to open the umbrella on my patio door, on my patio table, But I got scared because in years before, the time that my umbrella stays shut is the perfect time for wasps and bees to build their little hives and nests in it. So I'm aware. So I stuck my hand under there to lift it up, and I kind of shook it first in case anything was in there. And I lifted it up. Sure enough, there's a teeny tiny little honeycomb and this little brown bee. Not a yellow and black striped, not one of them mean red ones. It was a brownish bee. Shape of a bee, but it looked brown. Little tiny one. On a little tiny honeycomb. I'm like, great. I just knew it. So I sprayed it because I had my spray right there on the table. I sprayed it and it flew off. And then I decided, you know what? I better not mess with this friggin' umbrella. I'll just cover my spray painted items with one of my flower bins, my plant bins that I'm going to use for planting. Another project that I need to get done, which is drill holes in all these little pots. But it started raining and I'm going to electrocute myself out there with my drill. But anyway, so I said, well, I'll just invert one of them pots over my spray painted stuff to keep the rain off of it. Let me go get the pot. So I go get this bin, pot, whatever. And I'm flipping it over the spray painted items. I happen to look down and that little brown thing is on my leg. And I got scared and swatted it and it stung me. You guys, when I tell you, I immediately panicked because I don't know what it is. It looks like a bee, but I've never seen a bee this color. I've seen black wasps, hornets, the red bees, bumblebees. This was the funniest color. Bee. It was a bee because I saw it attached. I think it was the same one coming at me for revenge. It was the same brown weird color little one that I saw in the little honeycomb, beehive, whatever. It was on my calf, my shin, the front of my shin. And I saw it and I freaked and I swatted it and it gave me a sting. I immediately began to panic because I'm allergic to bees. I'm like, what is that thing? Was that a bee? Was that a bee? I'm not sure. Yeah, it was a bee because it was on honeycomb. And I'm coming up the front along the side walkway. And I'm like, calm down. Because when you get upset and stress out, your adrenaline is pumping. The venom and whatever courses through your system faster. You're going to react faster. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go get my needle. So I'm walking to the front and I walk into the living room and I'm like, am I going to die? Am I going to die? Should I dial 911? I got to stab myself in the thigh with a needle. And I'm terrified to stab myself with my EpiPen. I got to stab myself. Calm down, stupid. This bee venom is going to go through you. You need to calm down. So I'm standing in the doorway of the living room inside now. And I'm like, it stings, but it's not waspy pain. You know, it's not red bee pain. Because when I've reacted in the past, it's pain. Y'all been stung by bees and wasps and hornets. It's pain. This stung, but it wasn't pain. So I'm like, am I going to die? Am I not going to die? Am I dying? What if I don't inject myself and it courses through me like that suddenly and I have a heart attack and I die? But I stood there like a moron, focused on how it doesn't really hurt. Not like a bee sting. Wondering, was it a bee or not? It's just dumb. Like, I'm playing with my life, honestly. But I stood there. The sting didn't get any worse. My leg didn't start to swell. I did feel a little bit of, I don't know how to describe it. If you have allergies, you'll know what I'm talking about. Kind of like an itchy, kind of like a inside in your throat, just a little bit. And I'm like, okay, go get your pen. So I went and got my pen and I'm ready to stab myself. I sat on the sofa and I'm like, okay, pull down my shorts. I'm about to stab myself if I have to. But it never swelled. It just did a little tingle for just a little bit. No swelling. So I didn't inject myself. And I'm thinking because it was so tiny, there was not a lot of pain. And whatever it injected in me just did the tiniest little bit. But I've never seen a bee this color, guys. But I do have a little knot. Well, no, it kind of went down. I had a knot before I got in the shower. It's just the tiniest little knot now. before I got in the shower, and it's red around it, but I got it. I got it, and I didn't die. So that's a good thing. Right there. Right there is where the little winged assassin got me. If you kind of see how it's red around here, that's all it did. Just left me a little red patch. Rude. But like I said, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be my life if I didn't burn myself and a mini winged assassin didn't try and take me out. But right now, like I said, I don't know if it's the whole day that has me feeling a little but I'm feeling a little I'm feeling a little on edge, a little nervous, like can't wait for little dude to come home for some normalcy. But I also think that has something to do with yesterday. The last video I put up, I told you guys that Moo knocked me over and I landed on my hip and this elbow. That evening, oh my gosh, you guys, I ended up with the spasms from hell. The spasms like I used to have before any injections, right after, you know, when things got really, really bad. Like my oldest, do I need to dial 911? Do I need to take you to the hospital? Just debilitating, painful, crinkle you up, horrible, horrible friggin' spasms started all over again. So that whole night and yesterday, it was just bad. And I'm like, no, this is bull crap. I got a job fair to go to tomorrow, which is today. I got a job fair to go tomorrow, and this is bull. And how am I going to walk in there all jacked up and limping? That was another thing. That was another thing that was making me feel nervous this morning. I'm still not 100%. My gait is off. Okay? My gait is off. And I can fake a front. If I'm in pain, I can fake a front. I can smile through it. But when you're walking different, when you're walking funny, when your gait is off, you can't fake that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, are you friggin' kidding me? And then I was going to wear heels and I put them on and I felt some pinching in my hip that I fell on. I'm like, no. So I ended up wearing flats because I'm not going to add to the old lady decrepitness of me at a job fair. So, yesterday, prior to, I couldn't function, guys. I couldn't walk for more than 3-4 minutes. The same friggin' pain that I had before. So I just muscle relaxed myself and I slept on and off all day long. Big dude came home, got them dinner. I slept all day long. I think I woke up when my oldest left work to ask how I was feeling and if I wanted him to pick up dinner. So the phone woke me up. The text messages woke me up. And then he came home. They ate. And I woke up again at 9. And just not as bad, but still bad. And this is where I was stressing. Like, oh my gosh, how are you going to friggin' walk in there crooked? But I don't think I was walking weird. I mean, I really tried not to. And I feel I was walking okay. But I went off kilter. Oh, because I'm telling you guys, I feel some kind of way. I feel spooked. And I think it's because I haven't had normal in 2 days. Yesterday in bed in pain. Today at this chaotic fair. And then I come home and I burn my leg and I get stung by some kind of winged assassin. And I came in. I took a shower because you guys, I came home and I had my fluffy hair and I had my mascara on and I just started busying myself in the drizzly. I felt so disgusting, guys. I felt so sticky and nasty. And just the makeup itself, I'm like, did my makeup expire or something? I just haven't worn makeup in so long. My face felt so gross. Even before I started working in the yard, my face felt so heavy, so it felt really gross. Like I could feel the mascara on my eyes. I just felt gross. And then I'm out there getting muddy, getting sprinkled on and off. It was just a mess. So I came in and took a shower. And then I also felt that that would slow down any weird reaction that might still happen because of the little bee or whatever that was. So I went ahead and took a shower, and now I feel a little more like myself. Little dude is going to be home here soon. And I feel okay enough and mobile enough to, you know, be on mommy duty. My big dude will come home and I'll give him all the lowdown on the job fair. And at the end of it all, I got some of my projects done. And I feel good about that. I'm going to go step outside and see what's going on out there. I'm scared to go in the backyard now. But I'm going to go out there and see if it stopped raining. And check on my little spray painted parts out there. Because if they're dry, I might be able to do a little more with one of them inside. But we'll see. But anywho, that's what I've been up to today. I'm going to go ahead and insert parts of my shenanigans outside. I had a plan to do a video of me actually working on the things, but it was so labor intensive. So I just needed to like have both hands and get it done before the rain came, that I didn't give myself the time to position the phone here and position the phone there, and like I have done in the past, like when I'm out there gardening and stuff. But you'll be able to see what the heck I did, I think, on the footage I got. But I would have loved to have done like my regular thing where I video myself and then speed it up and do the little music and all that crap. But man, it was more work than I thought it was going to be for such a small project. 2 small little projects in my yard. It was more work than it was going to be. But for my DIYers, I think I got enough info to show you guys what the heck I ended up doing. But it's nowhere near finished. There's not a lot more to do out there, but there's definitely a few more things that need to be done, some last minute touch-ups and stuff. But I'm going to insert that footage here, and I guess that's it for today, guys. So until my next go around, we'll end it here in my room. Until my next go around, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I hope you guys roll into a fantastic Friday for all of you that have been working all week. And until my next go around, I love y'all bunches. Bye.
So here I've just shaped out a random little area that I want to fill in with mulch. These are the existing little decorations that I'm going to use again. I'm just setting them out to get an idea of what they're going to look like once the mulch is down. Now this right here is an inverted plant stand that I was trying to position to use as a ledge for the birdies or little lizards or wildlife to kind of perch on and enjoy the little sprinkler, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So instead, I thought of using this laundry basket that initially was going to be used to plant things in, but I think I have an idea that might work for that ledge. So this is going to hopefully nestle into the pot. I'm going to cut this circle out so the water will shoot through from my little solar fountain, and then this I hope is sturdy enough to hold some light rocks just to give it a little more eyeball appeal. But for right now, I'm going to start off by cutting. Good gravy. Is it a strong basket or funky scissors? Kitty, move your tail. I'm going to attempt to cut out this circle. Let's see. 'Twas a little tougher than I thought, but this, I mean, it's open anyway, so the sprinkles would come through, but you see how this is solid? I didn't want, look at the mess I've created on my hands. Anywho, I didn't want this solid to keep the water from coming through. So now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to cut off the rim because I need these to be flexible enough to set into the pot. And I think this will be easier. Goodness gracious. There we go. So
I'm just gonna cut the rim off, and we're gonna see if it nestles in the pot like I hope it does. So the little rim is cut off, and now we have this flexible little basket. So let's go see if it fits in the pot. Okay, it looks like it's gonna work. And what I want to do here is set some rocks or fake, I'm thinking some fake flowers here, and then some stones here, and then there's my fountain in there, and the water will be able to come through the holes. Just something to make it prettier. Over here I attempted to make a heart, but I couldn't get the bottom pointy as I wanted, because right here is either stone or part of the sidewalk, so I had to curve it, and it kind of looks like a strawberry to me. So I had thought about making some leaf shapes up here, because I still have a little bit of this edging left, but I don't have any more spikes, any of the little spikes to drive them in. But I thought that would be really cute if it was a strawberry, but for now this is as close as I can come to a heart. What are y'all doing besides tearing up my purple heart? So this little piece of broken chair has been driving me crazy for a long time, and last year I patched it, and I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to show you how. These chairs are old and crusty and dusty, but once they have a good scrub down and some new cushions on them, they're perfect. And they're like $25 at Walmart, and I ain't trying to buy a new one, so I'm going to show you guys how I do the patch. I use foam board from Dollar Tree. I place it up against the back and trace out the shape, and then I trace another piece, which is the cut part, and we end up with this. This is the back piece, and this is as close a match to the front piece. Now all we do is tuck it in, tape it, and spray paint it. So I have help today. So what you're gonna do is you tuck it in the back, you cut it to where it'll fit in snugly, okay, and then you just line it up with the top to make it even. So there's that piece, but then if you can see, there's kind of a little gap right here, which is what this is going to fill up. This little guy right here is the one that knocked me down, and this is exactly how he did it. He threw himself at my feet for belly rubs, and he's doing it again. But anywho, I have the front piece and the back piece now attached. Kind of gives the right silhouette. So I'm going to tape. I usually use duct tape, but I can't find my white duct tape. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to use this packing tape, secure the pieces together, and then I'm going to spray paint, and it'll be okay. Okay, so there it is, taped. Looks pretty okay. Down along the back, I did up and then side to side to seal it a little, because it's just foam board. And I'm gonna spray paint it, but not today because it's starting to drizzle. But that is how I patch up my little cheapy seats. Now what I am going to attempt to spray paint right now, which is a bad idea because it's sprinkling and wet, are these little hooks that I'm using for my DIY. And these little brackets that are going to be the feet for my DIY. I'm having a hard time standing these up, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to spray them or not. I got to figure that out, weather permitting. But I'm going to spray paint these since they're going inside. Hopefully they dry fast enough that I can take the whole board inside. So I inserted them into the remainder of my poster board, and let's go at it. I was trying to find hooks this color because I was lucky and found them before and I couldn't. So I just got the brass ones. Now let's see if I can get these brackets to stand up. Okay, let's give these a shot. This is a hammered metal look, which I think is going to be rustic and pretty. Ah! That's what I was afraid of. I don't mind if the backs don't get sprayed because they're going to be screwed onto the base, but I want to make sure that I'm getting everywhere in between. Okay. And I didn't even need my second can. But that's okay because I have other things that I want to spray paint with this hammered stuff. So I'm going to leave these here and let them start to dry. Okay, so now because I don't want to burn daylight, I'm going to use this coffee. It was sitting in my cabinet forever and ever. It was way too strong for me, so it expired. That's why I'm using it. I was going to tea stain, but I ain't wasting my tea. So I'm making a coffee stain. I'm going to stain this bad boy right here. I don't know what this is. Is this mold or mildew or some kind of funk? Did Home Depot sell me some defective wood? But anyway, I got this at Home Depot. I think it was $5 something. I've gone ahead and pre-drilled the holes for my hooks on the front, on the back, on the sides. So this is going to take 20 hooks. The little feet that I just spray painted are going to go on the bottom. Look at that steam. And I didn't want to use stain because this is cheaper. And it leaves it smelling good, where stain won't. It smells amazing, guys. But I might put a little more water in there. The rest of this water, waste not, want not. It's too hot to throw in my plants. I'll cook my plants, but it's steady sprinkling, guys. And I'm trying to not waste the whole day. So I'm gonna just brush this on a couple times. This wood is not treated, so it's definitely porous enough to get a little color on it. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit. And then